You want to see stuff happen in your nation? Love it unconditionally. I'm just
Oh,
saying, I'm just
dude.
saying, you want to have a group of people instead of like being angry or praying for this. Like, no, just be love, be the embodiment of peace that goes beyond anything we can understand. Embody a love that simply can't fail. That's the thing, is love cannot fail. There is zero mechanism for failure in love.
Hello, 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 you beautiful being. Brooke Jean here. Welcome back to the Unperfected Pod. I am so happy and grateful that you are here. Before we get into this week's juicy conversation with the phenomenal, the fabulous, the leader of love, Aaron Horton, I wanted to give you just a quick little life update. So, as I have been sharing with you guys, I just completed the Dance Alchemy Facilitator Training. What the heck is Dance Alchemy, you ask? It is so much more than a dance class. It is a somatic movement experience where, without feeling any pressure to perform or perfect or be a good dancer, you get to heal. You get to release what's not serving you. You get to lift your vibration and dance and laugh and feel joy and connect with people, make eye contact in a setting that is just set up for you to return to the truth of who you are. I found this modality at one of the retreats that I went to recently, and I fell in love with it. I was able to dance with Brooke, the founder, 3 times in that week. And so I invited her here to my house to host a facilitator training. So y'all, for 3 days, and by the way, it was like a heat wave. It was like 98 degrees. And for 3 days, we were in my backyard learning this beautiful alchemical healing and expanding modality called dance alchemy. So I am so excited to bring this to the world. I have remembered that I love to dance, that I love to be playful, and that right now, more than ever, we need joy. We need togetherness. We need community. This gets to be a way that I get to engage with my community. So I'm already starting to host dance parties in the park in front of my house. Every Friday at noon Mountain Standard Time, I'm going live on TikTok and teaching all of just a bunch of stuff: mental health, mindset management, somatic movement, dance, breath work, all the things. I'm going live because that is my gift to the world right now. And if you want to learn more about Dance Alchemy, or you want to take more full classes with me, make sure that you check the links below, because there's a way to do that. But I am tired, y'all. Dancing 3 days in a row in the scorching heat when PS, my upstairs air conditioning went out. I left the sprinkler on in the yard because my daughter and her bestie were jumping on the tramp with the sprinkler. I left it on overnight, so we flooded like half the yard that we were supposed to be dancing in. My husband had to work. I had to coordinate my daughter. My husband was super anxious about having people over, then the air conditioning. So I literally like collapsed yesterday and was just like, wow, that was a lot. Got some good rest, listened to my body, canceled my day. And then today I'm feeling so freaking alive. There is so much going on in the world right now. And so I feel called to help us, number one, ground and regulate our nervous system. We need sturdy right now. We need sturdiness. And we need to turn our attention inward, open up our hearts, and go about our days and our lives and our families and our businesses from heart coherence. And I am passionate about that right now. And that's why I'm bringing dance into my business and into my world. And today's conversation could not have been more divinely timed. Okay, Aaron Horton is somebody that I met through the VidMe community. She is also going to be one of the original creators for VidMe. And the second that we were on a VidMe call with the founders, I immediately fell in love with her energy. Like, this woman authentically just beams love and joy, unlike probably anyone I've ever met before besides my sister Carly Jean. She is 100% a representative, a teacher, a prophet of love. And her story is incredible. And so today, this morning, as I was feeling this need for love and I was feeling this need for community and this need for groundedness, sure as shit, we get on and talk about her mission, which is unconditional love. And I didn't know the full capacity of what it was until we had this extraordinary conversation where she reminds us so simply and yet profoundly that love is our true nature. So let me tell you about this woman. Aaron Horton is a transformational coach, speaker, consultant, and the host of the Happy Expert podcast on VidMe. Through her signature unlocked coaching method, she helps individuals reconnect with their worth, unlock their inner brilliance, and live from the truth of who they already are. Now based in Nashville, Tennessee, Aaron spent over a decade in New York City coaching Broadway performers, artists, executives, and entrepreneurs, guiding thousands into lives marked by freedom, clarity, and purpose. You guys are going to love Aaron as much as me. She's also a singer, songwriter. Like, her story is just phenomenal. I cannot wait for you to hear. And may this conversation remind you that you, just like me, just like us, are made of love. Enjoy. Hey babe, I'm Brooke Jean, licensed therapist, coach, mama, and your straight talking guide to ditching the pressure and living a life unperfected. I've coached some of the top C-suite women in America, women leading billion-dollar companies while secretly falling apart. I've been her. I blend psychology, neuroscience, and energetics with lived experience to help high-achieving women actually heal so that they can access their infinite energy, creativity, and vitality. If you're a perfection-obsessed woman who's checked every damn box, career, family, house, 401k, but still feels low-key dead inside, you're in the right place. Here, we rip off the good girl mask, call out the BS, and build a life that actually feels like yours. We talk healing, we talk revealing, we talk rising, and we do it raw, real, and unfiltered. This is the Unperfected Pod. Well, hello, my loves. Welcome back to the Unperfected Pod. I am so excited for this conversation with the one and only Aaron Horton. She is a new friend. She is one of the biggest, most loving energies I have come in contact with in a long time.
Yay.
She is one of the original creators on VidMe, which you all have heard me talk about. But we are going to get into a deep conversation about how love is our true nature. And so, Aaron,
Ooh.
my love, thank you so much for coming on the show. I can't wait to get into it with you.
Oh my goodness. I am so honored to be here. I've been following you now. Like you said, we're new friends, but the first time we ever talked, I was in love. I was like, I love this woman. I feel like we had so much connection, and I'm honored to be here on your podcast, Brooke. I love you so much.
Girl, isn't it cool when you meet people, even if it's online? Like the resonance. That's what I would say it was for it's the resonance. You came in with just really happy energy and presence and excitement and just the truth of who you are. It was all so real and authentic. And that resonated with me. I was like, I need to be knowing her. We need to be doing things together because
Come on.
These are the homies that I want to raise the consciousness of the planet with. People who are already embodying it, not in a perfect way, but in an authentic way. And we're going to talk about that today too. So will you start by telling the beautiful people a little bit about you and who you are, what you do, and then we're going to get into like your mission now.
Yeah, I would love to. So it's really interesting at 54 to feel like you've kind of launched into something brand new and starting from scratch a bit, right? And that's a fun thing, but it's also can be a little like, whoa, where are we? But so I have been in ministry, Brooke, for years and actually was a pastor in Manhattan. I founded a church in Manhattan and have done incredible things for many, many years. there and have now been in Nashville, Tennessee for the last, I guess, 4 years now. And I have just poured my life into people. And I would say my number one word, Brooke, would be equip. I just felt like if I could equip humans to be amazing, to see their greatness, to just realize who they actually are. And so that led me into coaching. And now I've been doing coaching for the past 4 years, which I am in love. I have unlocked coaching and I love the one-on-one. I love just working with people to help them realize, ooh, it's just like you peel through and you find the greatness and you help them see it. So, and I'm a singer and songwriter, which I don't even know if you knew that. So all the things, all the passionate, fun things that have to do with humans.
Oh my God, I love it. Okay, so this is huge. Starting something new at 54. I'm obsessed with this.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like now is the time that women are waking up to the truth of who they are and why they're here
Yes.
and unearthing their gifts and then generously sharing them with the world. It's really building upon. But
Mm-hmm.
what kickstarted this decision to go from being a pastor, singer, songwriter into what you're doing now? Let's get into that journey.
Yeah, I'm so excited about that. So I still pastor, but what happened is my church looks way more like group coaching than pastoring as I had ever known it. I'll say that. I said forever I would never, that's something I would never do. But what happened is my heart and my love for humans and it's even a mothering thing, even though I'm single, I don't have kids. There's this thing about just wanting to equip. And so as I was speaking and singing all over the world, it was great. But then, Brooke, I just felt like it was very limited, even just to a certain genre of people in the Christian world who I love, I adore. But something happened in me, and my heart was just could we just take off the labels
Mm,
and could we talk about love? The person of love, because the person of love is who I have a relationship with. I don't have a relationship with the titles, the thing that sets Christians and us and them and the separation. You know, Brooke, I don't like separation. And I know I am with a God who is not about separation. He is love. And so as I began to dive into the person of love and what it looks like to have a relationship, I realized that I needed to transition. I needed to step back from what felt really comfortable because I've been there a long time. I was birthed on that pew, girl. Like I've been there forever. And the audacity to think that it didn't have to stop there. And so
mm,
something began to pull on me, this message to go wide, this message to see outside of the us and them, to see beyond.
mm,
I had no choice but to step into a new realm. And that meant even career wise, taking the risk of stepping away from things that I've been a part of for a really long time and not stepping away from relationships, but stepping out of different genres, right? And stepping into something new. And you and I've talked about this, like like having the audacity to create something that I haven't really seen before. So that's
mm.
not that we haven't all heard about love, but there's something about this relationship with the person of love, with God, with the universe, whatever you want to call it. To me, God is love and I'm created in his image. And as much as God is love, I am love and Brooke is love. And so that forced me to go, okay, I have a story to tell and I need to start something brand new. So that's what I'm doing.
Girl, so we're going to talk about the thing that you're starting, but can I say it in another way that is maybe a little more straightforward? It might even ruffle some feathers because
Come on.
hashtag unperfected.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like it. I like it.
Are you saying, and you said it in such a beautiful way, I was just like hearing every single word. You said, what I heard, not what you said, what I heard is
Yeah.
that your devotion to love became bigger than religion and the structures that we've created around that.
100%.
Okay.
100%, babe. That's it.
And
That's it.
that feels really important to talk about right
Mm.
now without shame, without judgment of those who are
Yeah.
also having an awakening or not having an
Mhm.
awakening. Like, you still have so much love for the people in that community. You're still very
Of
connected,
course.
but your spirit, your soul knows it's here for something bigger, which is to bring people back to their true nature, which is love. And that doesn't include separating from your neighbor. And
That's right.
I am freaking obsessed with this,
Yes.
literally. But that took a lot of damn courage because, like you said, you were birthed on the pew. I was not. Like, I'm just now starting to dabble into my relationship with God. But like, the courage, what has it been like for you to like own this calling and to
Yeah.
make these big, audacious, bold moves
Yeah.
emotionally for you?
It's been coming for a while. And so my message, Brooke, from day one has been love. And if I couldn't write songs and even speak messages that were not separation, but were only love, then I just wasn't going to touch it. But still, there were limits, right? And so something began to change in me to say, let's leave the us and them. What would that look like? And I'll just tell you, you know what this change was? When I ask, what would unconditional love say and unconditional love do in every aspect, I realized
There was a
that I had to step out and look a little bit different. And so for me, it hasn't been hard. There has been some, even a few days ago, there was just some grieving of, wow, I built huge community in New York City when I was there. Like, huge community. It was great. And I've built huge community here and huge community here. And that's always been my desire. And I sometimes feel like when we are so pigeonholed, which we can be in religion, in all the labels, right, babe? Like, we can get stuck and forget that it's about community and it's about love. And for me to be able to say, I don't care who walks through my door, you are as loved as I am, you are as in as I am. There's not this God up here that's sorting you as you walk through my door, and neither am I. What does
Mm,
it look like to really have that relationship? It actually made the transition super easy. I kind of just had no choice.
mm. Oh my gosh. That takes a deep level of personal awareness, because when you ask that question, what would unconditional love do? And it
Ooh,
differs from what
ooh.
your church is telling you.
Yep. Yep.
A lot of people just go along with it. And why? Because there's an illusion of safety in the structure and the othering and the rules and the hierarchy. And you really have to like know yourself and sit with your spirit and listen to your body to know I'm actually the creator of safety inside myself.
That's it. That's it, babe. Yeah.
And if I'm really in tune with myself and my heart, that's not feeling true for me over there,
Right. Right.
right? And whether it is othering someone because of, their gender or their sexuality, or staying in a marriage that's not healthy because we're supposed to, or respecting
Girl.
people that are predators, or even just aligning with people that are not walking in the image of love.
Right. Yes. That's
Your
unconditional
body,
love.
your body knows it, but we've disconnected
Yeah.
from our
Yeah.
body. So that's why I'm pointing to, it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of self-awareness and a connection to self to hear these whispers of truth and then to take the action when that is the safe structure,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
goes beyond religion too, guys. This is your job and corporate America and consumerisms and right. It's all the isms that promise
Hmm.
us safety, but actually are an illusion of separation.
Right. Right. And sometimes that can happen because maybe you got offended or hurt because of the place you were in. Maybe it was because of that. And I work with a lot of those people, right, who have been hurt, but it's not like when you make this shift, some people would would call it, you're unwinding everything that you've learned. You're decompressing from all that, but it's really just, you said it, it's coming home. It's coming home to your true nature of love as love. And when you do that, yes, it's kind of gutsy, but really it's just about trust. And not only do I trust God, creator, universe, this relationship of love that I have, I so trust it, but I also learned how to trust me, knowing that we are one. There's no, he's up here, I'm down here, there, whatever. No, it's like, wow, we are one, and we always have. Before I ever showed up on this planet, before I ever showed up on that pew, I was one with God. We were one. As much as God is love, Aaron is love. And it took a while to really, really understand that, to trust me and trust my voice and even trust my message, Brooke.
Say more about that.
Well, there's this place inside of you, and trust me, I'm a former people pleaser.
Same.
Former kind of definitely OCD a little bit, and perfectionist. We've talked a little bit about this, and this needing to be right. But I also had this fear of not making a mark, not doing something important. And Brooke, again, at this later age, to go, you know what? If I do nothing else in my life but love the person in front of me. Yesterday, I did something a little bit different. And this isn't to pat myself on the head. It's just show you how being compelled with love. I stopped. There was a gentleman with a sign saying, "Can you please help with food?" And I had $5, all I had. So I rolled down my window and I handed him $5, but I did what I've never done before. I asked his name, and his name was Lewis. And I said, "Lewis, oh my God, your eyes are beautiful." And they, of course, start brimming with tears. And I was like, "I just want you to know that you look like love. And God loves you so much, but you look like God as love." And I mean, his face. And after I left, and he was like, "Thank you so much." It's the language of love that isn't about me. It's pulling the greatness out of the person in front of you. And when that is your motivation, it goes beyond like Christian or no, I'm not a Christ follower, Brooke. I'm one with God. It's deeper. As he is, I am. As I am, he is. Like, love looks like something, and it compels your language to do something beyond needing to get approval in some way, needing for everyone to accept you. You can kind of become a casual observer in this life of love, knowing that I get to create the beauty around me. Man, I'm talking about a lot because it's so full in me right now. This message is just like, ah.
I feel it. And thank you for sharing that, because that might be one of the most freaking beautiful things ever. Like when you said that you said to him, you look like love. Like
Oh,
I felt that in my body.
come on. Yeah.
Like it makes me emotional, Aaron. Like we are forgetting this.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
are forgetting. What world would we live in when we all remember that we are loved, and when somebody authentic and sincere
Ooh,
reflects that to us?
that's right.
When you said that, for 1 second, he wasn't homeless, he wasn't a beggar, he wasn't unfortunate, he wasn't a burden to society or whatever people think. He was a real human who was seen.
Ooh, yeah, babe. Yes.
And that shit gives me goosebumps right now.
Yeah. You know, it was like 91 degrees. He is dripping with sweat. I can't even imagine doing what he's doing, right? But I knew I needed to say, "What is your name? What is your name?" And I spoke his name like at least 3 times
You
because I
humanized.
needed him to hear me say it. And since then, I mean, I'm just telling you the story, but Lewis is successful. Lewis is at peace with his family. Lewis is laughing and joyful. Like, that's all I've been seeing him since. I'm creating a story and helping pull him into his heart's desire. simply through love. And here's another thing. The frequency of love is bigger than just our conversation. So even just talking about this beautiful man is going to him. It is creating an energetic connect because we're connected. Plus, when I gave him that $5, I touched his hand on purpose.
Oh,
And so we're connected. We always were. We just hadn't met yet. We were always one in
wow.
God as love. Lewis was as much in God as love as I was. But I was able to reach in and remind him of who he's always been. And I've continued to do that as you might call it, pray for him or vision for him. I don't just pray for him, I pray as him. And this is what I do with anybody, but it was really cool because I just have never done it like this, Brooke.
Mm.
So every time I think about him, even right now, I'm seeing Aaron as Lewis. I'm seeing Aaron standing outside in the corner in 90, that's torture, 90 something degree weather, going, I am love. I am loved and I am love. And hope looks like something and courage looks like something. And I believe that even now, even right now, that Lewis is remembering who he is and he's remembering the courage that's been hiding back here. He's remembering the self-love that he left a long time ago. He's remembering himself to who he's always been before, even if he's never tapped into it. He is now. Isn't that awesome?
Dude,
That's love.
it is everything. It is everything. It is everything. When you said we're attached through the heart and that sends a frequency that does affect him, this is true, you guys. There's studies coming out left and right about heart coherence, which is really just being in your love frequency. Will
Yeah.
literally, like, if I'm sitting in here having a conversation with you right now and we're embodying love, which the shit is popping off,
Ooh,
I'm actually helping my neighbors.
that's right. That's right.
My frequency is doing something to the frequency in me and you, in the listener, in my home, in my neighborhood. I've also
Girl.
been seeing this meme over and over that one heart coherence person, one person just beaming heart coherence neutralizes 750,000 people in scarcity, fear, suffering. So by
That's it.
being love, we are healing people and this planet.
Brooke, it takes a small, imagine if all of us were doing this, but even a small amount of people operating in heart coherence, operating as unconditional love. Imagine what if a few people in your neighborhood just were, and you
Oh,
were visioning stuff is happening. You want to see stuff happen in your nation? Love it unconditionally. I'm just
oh,
saying,
dude.
you want to have a group of people instead of being angry or praying for this, no, just be love, be the embodiment of peace that goes beyond anything we can understand. Embody a love that simply can't fail. That's the thing, is love cannot fail. There is zero mechanism for failure in love. So unconditional love that says, I choose to accept what's happening to me. I accept what's happening to the world around me. I choose to accept it. And I choose to cocoon it in love. And
Mm.
so anything that I have an aversion to, anything that I used to hate, which I'm telling you, I don't hate anything anymore, Brooke. I am probably, my biggest goal in life every day is to make sure there's no unlove in me, because that benefits no one.
Oh my God.
And to actually walk in an unconditional love that has no mechanism for failure, you want to see things change? Do that. I promise. I promise. And like you said, the small amount of people that it takes to change the masses is real. That's not just a statistic, y'all. It's a big deal.
It is. And it's what gives me hope, right? Like,
Yeah.
this is where we have to also be really protective of our attention. Because if
Mm-hmm.
you're watching the news right now and you're on social media looking at drama, it looks like a lot of fear, a lot of hate,
Yeah.
a lot of othering, a lot of just negative shit.
Yeah.
But all the communities that I'm a part of are very serious about this embodiment of peace and love. And there's a lot more of us than you realize. And we
Yes.
are doing
Woo.
essentially God's work behind the scenes.
That's right.
And what I love about your story, Aaron, is like, you're still doing God's work. You're just doing it authentically. Now, instead of that context, you have a different context, but you embody it. You absolutely embody it. Like any room that you enter, it's not what you say, it's just who you are. And people can feel that.
Yeah.
And
Come
then
on.
it permissions them to open up their heart and remember the truth of who they are, which is love, so then we can embody that. And everybody gets to have a different flavor, honey. Everybody
Yes.
has a different
Yes.
flavor of love. So your purest expression looks different than mine.
Yeah.
And
Isn't
that
that
is a
cool?
beautiful thing, you
It's
guys. It's
beautiful.
not
And I
about
need,
positive all the time.
yes.
It's not
Yes.
about
I
spiritual
need your
bypass.
expression.
Ditto. We
Oh.
need each other's. Like I am loved through joy and laughter and humor. And sometimes that's a little sarcastic and snarky, but that's love nonetheless, right? And like you're one of those just like pure, squeaky clean expressions of love. So have you always been this way, or have you had to develop and remember like the rest of us? Because you are a pure expression of love.
I've always been this way.
I love
I
I love
really
it.
have. I can
Hell
honestly
yeah.
tell you I'm a genuinely happy person, and I'm really grateful for that. And in the past I probably would have been like, "Oh, it's just your personality then." But when I realized that yes, I'm genuinely happy and I'm genuinely loving. This has been my message forever. It's
Mm.
just come even it's now really aggressive. My love is super aggressive. I will attack love you in a heartbeat. But yeah, I it has, but I'll tell you, there was so much fear, Brooke, in my
Mm.
early years. There was so much fear of failure, fear of success. Like I said, fear of not making a mark. Now I don't care. I
Yeah.
literally right now, if you're watching or even right now, this is the only thing that exists in time right now, is this moment with us. There's nothing else that exists. We can remember 5 minutes ago. We can remember 2 days ago, but I actually am the owner of me and I get to choose what I bring into right now. And right now, all it exists is our conversation, Brooke.
Mm.
All it exists is this frequency of love. And when I realized I could be a casual observer to life, not need to fix anybody or anything, not need to make a mark, not need to please anybody, the fear just like began to just fall. So while, yes, I have been radically loving and highly energetic, I mean, there was a moment where I remember sitting on a bed in East Tennessee and I had a failed marriage, which in the Christian world was like, you know, and
Mhm.
judgment. And I remember judging myself so harshly, and I had gained over 150 pounds almost overnight. And I felt old and fat and divorced now. And I remember saying, nobody will ever let me minister. I'm invalid. Nobody's ever going to want me. No man, I'm used goods. No man is ever going to want me. And I remember feeling all of those feelings. And I had an encounter with the person of love. Now, I had known God always, y'all, like always. But I probably had way more of a relationship with the Bible than I did actually with God, which that's a whole other topic. That'll get
Yeah.
you in a world of hurt. But
Yeah.
I remember love coming to me and saying, I didn't create you to preach. I didn't create you to evangelize the world. I didn't create you to lead worship. I didn't create you to even have a great marriage. I created you to be the best receiver of my love that you've ever met in your life.
Whoa.
And I remember going, if I believe that, if I really believe that, I'm going to have to press delete on everything I've ever known. And you know those staples buttons, those red staples buttons? It's like I saw a big red button in front of me with both hands. I was just like, I'm pressing delete.
Wow.
And everything within me, it's like the heavens opened up and the angels were like, hallelujah. And
Yeah.
all I know, I don't know how I got there, but in one moment, I believed it. I believed that love was literally the answer for everything.
Mm.
And I can tell you right now, Brooke, and this is incredible. And I'm telling this as a testimony to everybody listening. I don't remember what it's like to be stressed out. This girl had ulcers. Like I was so stressed out all the time, but I hid it well because a high performer does, right? You have no idea what's going on. To not remember what it's like to feel stress and not remember what it's like to be afraid, to have fear is a miracle. But I don't
Wow.
remember what it's like. But anytime something sneaks in and tries to make an offering, I do. It takes me about 15 seconds to be like, okay, whew, I accept that feeling. I accept that it's okay. And now I cocoon it in love because I know that love can't fail. And I choose to love how I feel. I choose to love this perfect present moment. And that for me, that relationship, that encounter with love, I mean, it just changed everything.
Wow. This is so profound and simple at the exact same time, which is always
Yes.
how the damn universal truths work, right? We really
Woo.
love to overcomplicate it with our conditioned minds and our protective parts, but it's, I love how you say, like, love is our true nature. And
Mm-hmm.
so it really is just like peeling the layers to remember that and then consciously bringing it back in and inviting it. So when you wrote that, love is your nature, what did you mean by
Woo.
that? I would love to expand on that because that one hit me straight in the heart. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
whoa, that feels like a universal truth that we all need to remember.
Right. It's really simple. Here's the deal. I'm a pretty simple girl. I just need it. Like I want a Cliff Notes love. That's what my whole book is about. Can I just
Mhm.
Cliff Notes this thing and make it as easy as possible?
Yeah.
So what I know about love is our nature. God is love. I know that. And we're created in his image. I know that. So if God is love and love isn't just what I say or do, it's who I am. The love of God isn't just what he says or does. It is his true nature. Now, many people have been lied to about who God is, and they
Mm.
haven't experienced God as love because they were told that he's not. They were told that he's not for you. He doesn't love you. He loves you if you do this. Like, sorry, but a lot of people have not understood the part of unconditional. Like, there's no conditions in God's love. He just is. So it just makes sense. If we've always been in him before we ever showed up here, then as much as God is love, I am love. So what happened when I was born? This thing came on me. This came on me. I was talked out of my love. I was talked out of freedom. I was talked out of joy through,
Mm.
man, it could have been through abuse. It could have been through a hard family life. It could have been through society. I mean, so much comes. But at our core, and this is what I even do with my coaching, Brooke, is that if I can dig past all the stuff and remind you of who you've been from before the foundation of the world, then I know that person who will just even get a glimmer of their truest nature, their true identity of love, dude, watch out. Because
Dude.
that's the person who doesn't have any limits, and that's the person who does freaking awesome stuff, like crazy stuff, because you're not afraid. Right? Isn't that
Yeah.
fun?
Oh my gosh. And I can literally verify what you just said in something that you said to me. And I have the chills. When you interviewed me for your podcast,
Mm-hmm.
you were talking about me and you said, and this may be the first time, Brooke, you've ever heard this, but I'm going to call you a boss of love.
Oh, I have chills again.
And when you said that, something happened.
Wow.
This is a gift that you have, Aaron. This is a gift
Mm.
because lots of people say lots of nice things to me and people also say not nice things to me, but I felt seen on a level that words cannot describe, but it wasn't even about you seeing me. It was about
Mhm.
like this really quick deep journey deep inside where I saw me.
Whoa.
And I immediately remembered and connected to that and was like, yeah, that's
Ooh.
what this all is.
Woo.
That's exactly what this is. I've gotten a little bit distracted along the way. We can market it up in perfectionism and we can show it up in this and that and the other. But at the end of the day, I have been standing for this
Come
and
on.
I have been brave putting messages out around this. But I needed to be seen in that moment and in that way to remember. And so that did unlock something for me where it's like, now I can just be more loud and proud about it, right?
Yes. 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 Oh,
Now I can be more forward. It's like,
wow.
let's go. That feels more purposeful than anything ever, is like remembering, like, guys, what world will we pass down to our kids and their kids and their kids and their kids when we
Ooh,
all
girl.
remember this, when we
That's it.
wake up and we live and lead and create from a place of our true nature.
Girl. May our legacy be love.
Mm, dude,
I mean, I
dude,
have all the goosebumps right
I
now.
do too. Cause like, this is it.
This is
Guys,
it.
this is the work. This is the
Yeah.
assignment. It's not getting another degree or more accolades or a title or a position or having the car or the thing. It is literally remembering the truth about you and then co-creating in this beautiful existence from that frequency.
That's it. That's it.
And how can you hate anything when you're in the full embodiment of that? And it doesn't mean you
That's
won't
right.
be human and get triggered.
Sure.
But you can
Sure.
know that's my trigger. That's my protective part. That's my nervous system. Let me
Yeah.
come back. And I love that you shared kind of your method of coming back to the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I
Mm-hmm.
call it coming back to your inner CEO. It's like
Mm-hmm.
your
Great.
protective part comes out and wants to sabotage and other and do all the things. And your higher self, your soul, your spirit, your purest expression, that's the inner guide. That's the inner knowing. The CEO has to notice that that's happening and love on that part and walk them lovingly back to their assigned seat at your table of life, because they're not going to make the decisions. And the problem in the world right now is that our politicians, our leaders, our religious leaders, and otherwise our corporate leaders, the world is deciding places from our protective parts,
Ooh.
not the truth of who we are.
Wow. Right. Right.
And we're hurting others in the process because it's just
Ooh.
one projection to another othering, to a hate and a fear and a scarcity. And that is the world that we will continue to perpetuate if we continue to let this happen,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to allow this to happen. But when we can have the awareness that part that was angry for a minute or wanted to cut
Yeah.
off my neighbor or wants to write some shitty comment to somebody who's different than me on Facebook, that's a protective part, and we can love that part back to
Yeah.
life. We
Yeah.
can step back into the truth of who we are, which is love, which is oneness.
Mm.
Then we make decisions.
Yeah.
We will create physical safety, emotional safety, psychological safety, spiritual safety for all the abundance that is just freaking waiting for us.
Woo, girl.
Remember this.
Yes.
But you shared your method, which is, I see the trigger and I cocoon it in love. And I
Yeah.
bring it into my awareness. And once I wrap it in love and I kind of remember, and it's almost like you're bringing in the energy of love,
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like it dissolves.
That's exactly what happens. That's exactly because love can't fail. So people are like, but Aaron, you can't love the thing you hate because you're going to just bring it in and let it keep going. No, that's not what it is. When I will accept the thing that I have an aversion to or that I hate, when I will accept it and be like, okay, I accept this, and now I'm going to love it. I choose to say yes and I choose to love it. What are you doing? You are bringing the energy of a lack of failure. I mean, you're bringing, yeah, like you cannot fail in the way that you've been failing me. You cannot fail anymore because I've so cocooned you in love that I alchemize. Alchemy is a great word for it. You alchemize the thing you hate and you turn it into beauty. And that's, Brooke, that's our superpower. That is our superpower here on earth as love, is the beautiful ability to alchemize anything and everything. Imagine a world that does that alchemizes everything with non-failure. I mean, like you cannot fail. Like I am putting everything within you to succeed. And you do that with your family. You do that with your enemies. Because what happens when you will alchemize your enemies with love, you have no enemies.
Literally. Literally.
There's no more enemy left.
Yeah. It's like trying to fight with someone who's not bothered. It doesn't work.
Exactly.
Where do you go? Once you just keep de-escalating, they don't keep escalating. Eventually, it all de-escalates
That's right.
because
That's
there's
right.
just no room for it.
Yeah.
And the groundedness, the regulation, and the love is a stronger frequency
That's
than
it.
the anger and the hate.
That's it.
Yeah, this is really, really powerful stuff. And it's like if somebody was like, okay, Aaron, like this is lighting something up in me. This feels true for me. What is like a step number one, something that they can do now to begin to bring more of this into their world?
So the first thing that I even have that I work with my clients with
Yeah.
is how to bring what would be, I call low level thoughts or negative thoughts, or like, let's start with ourselves, right? Because I was the chief offender. I could hate myself better than anybody. And I could do it while I was putting on a great religious show for you. But inside, I was never enough. I was comparing myself to everybody else. I was comparing myself to what I thought God wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And imagine let's turn this completely on you. Everything that I hate about me, pick a physical thing. Let's say, man, I cannot believe I'm this age and I have to wear these glasses, or my body is where it is, and blah, blah, blah. Now going, I love my eyes. I am excited. I tell everybody I'm super excited for the day we have a glasses smashing party. That's going to just be big fun. I'm going to do it online and make it vocal. But the fact is how I speak to my eyes. So instead of being like, well, yeah, they all say at 40 something, this happens with your eyes. Like that's an unconscious thought that's going in your body. An unconscious thought of, well, my family, like the women in my family just gain weight. That's just how it is. That's an unconscious thought that's going all the time. Well, guess what? Your body believes you. Your body is always listening to what you say and what you think. So a first step is going, what is the thing about me that really ticks me off? What is the thing about me that I'm really frustrated about? What's the thing about me that maybe it's physical, maybe it's just I can't believe I have that knee-jerk reaction every time. Take it, even write it down and say, I always gain weight. I've not been able to lose weight. Or man, my go-to is anger and I just snap like this. You write it down and you let yourself have that. Let yourself, okay, is that a truth? Sure. But if you will look at it and be like, what would it be like? So then I'm going to go back to my story with Lewis, right? I'm going to remember the emotion of telling this beautiful man on a street corner how much he looked like God as love. And that felt really good. The $5, big what, but loving him and reminding him of who he was felt really good. So then I will, what I call stack emotions, Brooke. I will bring that emotion of how good it felt. And I'll remember, that felt so good. And I will attach that on top of the thing that has been torturing me. And I don't need to get rid of that thing. I just need to stack it with beautiful, I watch the way you talk about your daughter and the way you talk about your best friend and your daughter being your best friend, like that emotion. You can find that emotion in a second. Well, you bring that emotion and you stack it on top of the thing that doesn't feel good. And as you do that, that's alchemy. You are creating a springboard for you to leave that negative. It can be part of your foundation. That's cool. It's there. We're building this solid foundation. But now all of a sudden, I will attach it to these positive emotions of joy, these positive emotions of happiness. And I mean, it might be what happens when you see your dog. Like there's something about it. When you attach those negative emotions to that, all of a sudden the power leaves that because this wins. It wins every time. And what you will do is you will alchemize it to the point of changing the whole dynamic in your body and your mind. And it works. It works.
So The work that you're doing in the world is obviously so beautiful, so important. You're a coach. You help people with the things that we've been talking about today. You're working on a workbook that is just stunning. I got to see a little bit of it. You're an original creator on VidMe. Let's talk
Woo!
for just a
Oh
minute
my
about
gosh.
VidMe. Girl,
Girl.
how did it like why are you choosing to bring your magic to VidMe, and what is your intention as
Mm-hmm.
it relates
Woo.
to your big vision and your big
Yeah.
mission in seizing this opportunity of VidMe?
So I've been on social media for years and have even some big numbers, but anybody that knows that's on social media and trying to be a content creator, what it takes to actually get seen. Like I could have 20,000 followers, but only 50 people see it because you're wrestling algorithms, you're wrestling all the things. And when I heard about VidMe, I felt like that I had set them up. I felt like I had willed it to happen. I remember telling when I interviewed Mike and Barb going, I feel like I'm part of this because I've been seeing it. I just didn't want to do all the work. So you guys, thank you for doing all the work, for setting this thing up. But to have a platform with the intention to raise the consciousness of humanity and to create a community. And that's been grabbing my heart this week, Brooke. The idea of how we're going to create a community of people. Well, I feel like I've just been waiting for this platform. People have tried to get me to write a book. I've even had publishing deals at times, and I didn't have the language. I didn't have the story yet. And I feel like even me kind of coming out with this love message was waiting for VidMe. Like, oh, I am
Wow.
so excited to help be part of this community of life, of love, of just practical knowledge. I so believe in it. This is everything to me. Like everything to me. And you and I have talked, like, I'm so excited to even host in-person events in
Yes.
VidMe to connect this family. I've seen a few models like it in the past, but even that, what we're going to bring to the table of life that has never been done because this incredible company has created not only the ability to share awesome content, but to actually create wealth. Like that's
Mm,
no small thing. So I
mhm.
am I am all in, babe. All in.
Yes, yes, you guys. So how cool is this? Like if you become a member for the 34.95, you're going to get access to all my content and my membership opportunities and my
Woo.
dancing and all the things and Erin's and all her
Yes.
content and all her opportunities. And we're like, she's putting together this event. I'm going to support it
Yes.
100%. Like we are bringing these gorgeous conscious women together to build something extraordinary, and I agree
Yeah.
with you. In one of the podcast episodes I did when I first talked about it, when it was at first Social Goats, I talked about how this, I feel like I've been divinely and spiritually training for this opportunity.
Right.
Like
Yes.
everything has led me to this, and how it fell in my lap so organically. It's just like it's undeniable that this gets to be a movement of good that we get to create together. And
Huge.
like anything else, whether it's social media, content creation, AI, anything else, you want more love coming to build these things. And so if y'all want to be a part of a platform that has a good intention while we get to like grow together, heal together, have joy together, we get to win. It's like a winning situation for everyone. So we'll link all of that in the show notes. And Aaron, just girl, thank you for being you.
Oh my
I feel
gosh.
lucky to have you in my life. The world is lucky. You have a big mission, baby, and you've already been living it, embodying it. It's already done so much good, but I can't wait to
Mm.
see where it goes. And I'm behind you and in full
Oh,
support all the way. But tell the beautiful listener where they can connect more with you.
yes. Thank you so much. And the feeling is so mutual. I saw that podcast with you, and I remember going, wow, we feel so alike. We feel so the same. Like, I was like, I love her. And it was just so great. I reached out, and you're like, yeah, let's talk. And so that was just that was a big moment for me too. And I feel the same. You guys
Awesome.
can reach me at Aaron Horton Official And I also am excited I'm going to be releasing my workbook soon. And it's funny, I was trying to decide between a book and a workbook, but I wanted bite-sized pieces where you could actually go inside and find out. So my book is called A Place to Be Human, and I'm so excited. It will be coming out soon. And also podcast. You can find me on VidMe. Man, the Happy Expert podcast. I'm launching solely on VidMe, and I'm thrilled to do it. And part of my vision for that, Brooke, was to cross-pollinate and interview the amazing creators of VidMe to help introduce one another, because that's the deal, is we're going to be in this for one another. We're going to be sharing, and isn't that's the kingdom of love, right? So
It's
that's where you
so
can find me. And
cool.
you can find me on all the socials, Aaron the Girl. Yes, thank you, Mom, for the boy name. So find me on all social media under Aaron the Girl, and you got me.
Oh, I love it, babe. Well, thank you so much. And to the listeners, I hope that there was something in here that unlocked a little bit of the truth that you are also love, and that love is your true nature. And that is our job right now, is just to be that and take care of yourselves and therefore each other. And we will see you very soon. Bye for now.
Bye.
Hey, boo, if you made it this far, I know you're serious about healing, revealing, and rising, living a life unperfected. Just by showing up, you're telling the universe, I matter, I'm ready. So don't be surprised if things start shifting in your favor. If this episode moved you, do me a favor, rate and review the podcast on Apple or Spotify. It helps us reach more high-achieving, high-performing women who are ready to stop pretending and start living. And if something really landed, DM me on Instagram at BrookeJeanUnperfected, or share a clip and tag me. I want to see what's moving through you. And hey, don't forget, you can watch this episode on YouTube and join my brand new VidMe membership for exclusive content, coaching, and community for only $35 a month. We're not just talking about rising, we're doing it together.